Welcome to the dungeon of Mops and Mobs.
Greetings.
Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of our Dev Diary, which took us quite long.
That's right.
I think because we wanted to create the infamous Godot episode, and
we had stuff to do.
it would be much more work than we can allow right now, so we skipped this along. But now we have some nice status updates.
Yeah, sure. We don't do the Godot update for now, and we just
Forever.
talk a bit about stuff we did in the past 2 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with the most recent localization.
Yeah, we have a nice for a festival that's upcoming this Saturday. It's a Japanese festival, and therefore we needed a Japanese translation,
Yeah.
which we now have, of unknown quality, I might add.
Yeah, it's from Fiverr, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because of our budget, but I mean, I translated it. Some chunks I met by playing, like with Google Translate in the camera, or some text. But you can't be sure about the jokes in there. Is it working? Or like Odette, who's
Yeah.
speaking like a bit old modern English. How did they translate that? I don't know. Yeah, so if you happen to be Japanese or can speak Japanese or read it for that matter, let us know.
Yeah, for Tribe back then, we had a private person to do the Japanese translation for the game, and
Which was quite good.
yeah, and
I
he
heard.
asked me stuff like every day about what this means and in what context this is, and this wasn't the case with this translation. So
Yeah, it's a problem with Fiverr. You just put your order up, add the files, and get the stuff. There's just no communication at all.
yeah,
Might be different, but what I met during my time on Fiverr, it's nothing else. Yeah, I love it. I'm kind of proud that we have our first translation. There's another translation upcoming. It will be Italian,
yeah.
and they are much better. They will be much better because there were much more questions about some stuff. And yeah, they're also they want to build a portfolio and asked us if they can do Italian. But more about that, I guess, when the the localization is in there. So
Did you already say it's only for the demo right now? Because we have a lot of words.
yeah, the demo alone has 9,060 words, and who could have known while writing dialogues?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit stupid. But yeah, so it's right now just for the demo to check out how many Japanese people are interested in the game, how much wishlist does it get. Steam page is also translated. So yeah,
Indeed.
let's see. Okay, another thing that you worked on quite heavily
Yeah.
over the last 2 weeks, I think.
A combat system, which is like the way to solve conflicts in the dungeon, right? And we already have this card game where you just combine cards with cards. You have a deck of cards and you combine them either with your own cards or with the cards the dungeon provides, which is enemies or dirt heaps. What I did was like taking this card game, which already was inspired by our old game Mondo's Dungeon.
It's on itch.io if you're interested.
Yeah.
It's
And-
free.
And I reworked it a bit because there were some problems with it. And I also always disliked how you had only one room card, which is like the main card you have to solve problems like
Because you're a
removing the dirt.
janitor.
Because you're a janitor, right? And you use it to remove dirt cards and even can fight enemies with it, but it would always be one card on the side and then you would take always the same card.
Also, when I created trailers for the
Yeah.
game, it was often, okay, oh no, I don't have cool cards, I
Yeah.
only have this. Which is interesting, because I was annoyed when I filmed myself playing, and tried to have cool cards for the trailer, but it wasn't make me thinking that I
Yeah.
thought, okay, we have to change that because it's boring,
Right. And what I did was add a deck, and the deck has like the boom cards, but also other cards that you collect and maybe buy. I don't know. Anyway, and now it feels a little bit more dynamic. I also added colors for the cards that you own and colors that's for the enemies and the dungeon owns, so to speak. Like, if you have a shield the dungeon has lying around, then you have to put it in the chest if you don't need it at once. And your own cards you do in the backpack.
Yeah.
That's a little differentiating, and there's no trash heap anymore. Like, the cards just fall down.
Yeah.
Right. And you can still combine cards with other cards anywhere and solve the problem somehow this way. And there's now a stack of hearts. The graphics will change later on. The graphics will all change.
The whole screen will change.
Yeah.
The cards will change. That's all very much work
Right.
in progress.
So the layout changed a bit and made, for me, I don't know how others will see it, the whole fighting system a bit more dynamic. But also there's now little changes in the challenges. Like you have the standard, the normal fight, and this one already changed. And you go like, spoiler, there's a secret pathway here. And if you have a fight against a dungeon, then it's a normal fight.
Normal fight.
Which means the chest and the backpack is there, and you can like, okay, I want to get the cobweb away and fight the dungeon worm a bit, but I see I don't have enough cards, so I flee and leave. And then I have replenished my boom cards. This will change a bit. It's not enough in this instance. And the worm will now have only 1 health if you need them again.
Okay. Interesting. So he is random in the deck,
Yeah.
but he is missing 1 health.
He was
Okay.
right. The cards changed, and what it means is the fights against the dungeon are persistent.
I thought you come back and the fight is like you left it with the same cards.
No, it's still randomized.
Okay.
That's a part of this is where we have to balance the game a bit.
Okay.
Okay, now we don't have any health left, and we could go back to the broom and back him for health cards, but we could also just transmogrify
What?
consume one of the cards and change it to 1 health.
Ah.
So this
But
is
every card, even the shield, gives
Yeah.
you health.
right. No,
Okay, I didn't know that.
it doesn't give you health. You change it to health. So you could now continue the fight. Maybe even get your yummy sandwich and get health cards this way.
So you need like a heart-shaped wand that you can put over this stuff.
But there's also challenges against NPCs in the game. Like this skeleton here has a friendly match. And in the friendly match there is no backpack and no chest. And everything would reset if you fight again.
Yeah.
So the health is back to 3. And if you fight again, the whole cards are back there.
Okay.
So these are different kinds of fights, but if you win the fight, you get a little reward usually. And then there's also the deadly challenges, where only the dungeon has non-persistent, like always resets while you release your cards, really. I don't know if we have many of those, but
Yeah,
let's see.
We see. That's a bit of a problem, because for the game, you don't need many skills. Like
Yeah.
player skills, you don't need to jump, you don't need to fight, really. It's rather reading and thinking about some puzzles.
Yeah.
So it's the question, how challenging do we make the card game? Like normally
Exactly.
players of card games, of course, expect a certain difficulty level.
Yeah.
But we started with creating rather a puzzly fight. So every fight was rather
Yeah,
a puzzle than really a challenge. But you changed that now so that we don't have to make a puzzle situation for every fight because that's so much work to do.
Exactly, that's why I made this, and now I can, now I have to rebalance a lot of things, but I can be a little bit more relaxed with it. Like, if the fight is too hard, you just go back some time later and get your health cards again. I hope at least that's how it will work out.
Okay, we see. Maybe another thing last, because we don't want to scale our episodes up too much. Length.
So let's show a bit of the level 3. Heavy spoilers if you care about that.
Don't close your eyes now. Yeah, chapter 3 is in the works for a while now. I think the most interesting inhabitants are the goblins.
Absolutely.
They are really cool characters, I think. Also, thanks to Johannes' artworks of them.
But first you meet some nice spiders, right?
Yeah, the spiders. A spider couple inspired by a public TV show about couple therapy. In the first season, there is a couple that's, sometimes us.
I will skip the dialogue a bit, just.
Yeah, don't show
No
them.
spoilers.
Yeah, so you meet them, you do talk to them, do quests for them, but we don't spoil that yet. And at level
3.
Patrick heavily worked on or created.
Yeah.
It has, a lot of settings. Maybe we don't spoil yet. But I mean, the main thing is the forge. The main thing is that's a quest you got for a very long time in the game to reach this forge.
Exactly. It's like in the first level you already get the quest reach the forge goblins because Trog tells you he has some kind of package that he wants and the forge goblins have it. And when you reach the forge goblins, finally they just tell you what package.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit more involved. Of course, they are goblins and
play a little game with you.
Yeah. Right, and the whole quest line I'm a bit proud of, but it's very condensed to the goblins. So maybe I'm eager to see what people say about this, our testers. If the quest is boring because you only talk to a lot of goblins.
Yeah, if they can even distinguish them. I mean, we can, but...
I mean, they have names, right?
Yeah, sure.
Smutnik and Kekek and Friedrich.
I don't know, it was a bit inspired about a worker fight, and so I had to think of Russian names. I don't know. It's not really Russian names, but crappy sounding Russian names. So
it's actually important to one of the quests that they all end with K.
Yeah. Yeah, so and the sound is pretty amazing.
Yeah. I hope you can hear it.
Is it the same from the trailer? Was that the Forge music or was it the level music?
Could be.
I forgot. I think it's the Forge music, yeah. So I created a new trailer and the music you hear is from Paul and he also did the background song of this Forge.
Yeah, exactly. It's all not finished, of course. It's like still work in progress.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
It's also cool there. The sleeping beds are paternosters. Is it paternoster?
Right, and it shows that they are not really respected in the dungeon hierarchy.
I mean, you can read this in a book, like in the demo already. So, which always was just a pun, but it kind of helped create those little buggers.
Yeah.
That's it for the update now. If you haven't played the demo already, do that now in Japanese if you like. If you want to train your Japanese, wishlist the game and
have fun.
Have fun. Okay, bye.
Bye.